Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in the USL Championship. We'll take you back over the last 7 days before we move you forward and get you ready for the next 7 days in USL Championship. No dilly, no dally zone. So we'll go over the action that has happened in the last week. Starting back on last Friday the 19th, Charleston shuts out the Miami FC at Patriots Point 2-0. 1-1 draw at Wake Med between North Carolina FC and Detroit City FC. Lynn Family Stadium, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, a tough test for Lou City, but Lou City would prevail by the final of 2-1. And then at the quarter, a 38th on Washington, Phoenix Rising 2-0 winners over El Paso Locomotive. That takes us into Saturday. We'd start things off at the Mike. Tampa Bay shuts out Indy 11 at home 2-0. That brings us to match number 1 that we focus on in the East. We go to Highmark, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Hartford Athletic. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at ESPN Plus, the USL Championship, and YouTube.
A check of the whistle, and here we go. From Pittsburgh, it's Riverhounds and Hartford Athletic for the 15th time.
Goalkeeper making his first start. You test him, especially in this hostile environment.
Mertz frisbees this ball near post. It takes a ricochet. It's cleared off the line. An early chance from Johnson. Here's a look at Bob Lilly, the all-time leader in USL Championship wins. Over 100 with Pittsburgh. And we get a point to the spot. A penalty given here in the 4th minute. And it's Pittsburgh with a chance to go out in front. Edward Kizza scores the opener. Riverhounds lead 1-0 in the 5th minute.
Starts with this heads-up play from the Riverhounds. Robbie Mertz and Sample looking up. Catches everyone sleeping. Beckford, he's in emergency defense. Takes out Etsu. Player that we highlight.
The difference as it stands now, Hartford won the first meeting this year, 2-0. Sample plays it Mertz. Etsu shoots. Monroe handcuffed by it, but is able to punch it away. Excellent work there from the training ground. Robbie Mertz bends this in-swinger to the top of the 6. Hartford handle the opening ball. Second chance now. Biasi weaves wide. Blackstock gets to the touchline, throws this across! He scorches the strings! Langston Blackstock with his first professional goal! Puts the Hounds ahead 2-0.
Set pieces, not the initial one, but the second wave. Just trying to create a window to put this thing across. Jay Chap needs to be a little bit tighter. That long touch, don't know if he knows much about it.
Has 3 assists this year and one of the highlight reel goals of the season for Pittsburgh. Confidence and swagger oozing out of the team from Pittsburgh. And that ball is deflected in! Emmanuel Johnson! What a play! Redirects the clearance attempt from Monroe into the net. 3-0 Hounds!
Just too casual from front to back for Hartford Athletic. As his ball wrist cycles back around Monroe, you need to be quicker off your line, but give credit to Johnson. Opportunistic in nature, the extra effort, and you get rewarded. As a number 9, you are the first line of pressure. Leaves his feet at the right place at the right time. Makes himself big.
That pass ricochets off of Sample's legs. Stepping in front, here's this cross in. Jang gets a piece! Mamadou Jang gets one back for Hartford. as he scores his second in as many weeks. It's 3-1.
I was about to say it's the best spell of possession for the visiting side. You move the ball from east to west. Now you're shifting this back line, but it all comes down to the movement of Jang. He plays off the shoulder of Suber. Biasi can't get to him. Suber can't see him. Fantastic ball in from Scarlett. Even better header from Jang. Low into the ground, throws Eric Dick.
Blackstock, who scored in this game. Johnson leaves it. Here's a shot from the spot, and it's Monroe that rings the bell for the first time tonight with a big save.
The Riverhounds battering the Oakland Roots here on this field.
Here's Mertz. Flies this ball across. Kiza was the closest. Second ball. Milford sends it away. Asiadu.
Yeah, one thing that remains constant, Michael, is like you look at the rosters for both of these sides.
Another cross in. This ball flicked on. Monroe punches, and Johnson just too much on it. And yet another shaky moment. Galena spins this ball in. It's chested back towards the corner. Osamanu loses it. Galena takes it, stabs it in. Jang's shot is saved. Galena pushes it in, but the flag is up for offside, and he wasn't by that much.
To end this first half, and it's a three-man game yet again between Galena, Beckford, and Jang. Osamanu is going to want this one back, but it's a good call. About a yard off the shoulder of Suber. Give us a better look at it here. It's almost an uh-oh moment, but as Michi Galena picks up this ball, he's about a yard off the shoulder of Suber. Good call by our officiating crew.
Jang. Apinonu shoots from long range. Why not give it a go? He probably had it covered, but it does slice wide right. Here's a giveaway, and a long shot. Monroe snares this, denying Forbes of a fourth for Pittsburgh. It'll be 27 consecutive matches unbeaten for Pittsburgh when they score first. 3 goals in the opening 22, and the Riverhounds win it tonight, 3-1.
Big win for Pittsburgh as they are trying to get out of the bottom of the table and work their way into the playoff discussion here in the last half of the season. So a big win at home, taking care of business, the Riverhounds. At 1-OK, FC Tulsa shuts out Memphis 9-0, 1-0. Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California, Orange County SC 2-0 winners over San Antonio FC. At Rio Grande Credit Union Field at the Lab, New Mexico United, Birmingham Legion, a 1-1 draw. That gets us to our second match of the week. For this one, we go out west to Pioneer Stadium, Oakland Roots, Sacramento Republic. This one, once again, courtesy of our friends at the USL Championship, CBS Sports, and YouTube. Mike and Devin on the call.
Second meeting of the season, the last 6 weeks ago. Oakland, early 3-0 lead, and then they bunkered down, survived for a 3-2 win. Here we go in the rematch. It's the Oakland Roots hosting the Sacramento Republic.
Mark Briggs has been able to do that as well, but now the question is really from within this group and challenging themselves to reach that next level.
Kieran Phillips took it away, glides through, ball toward the net, goes in! A horrific giveaway from Oakland, and Kieran Phillips bags the opener for Sacramento.
We said coming in with the speed that this team possesses in the Oakland Roots, as they go aggressive forward, you have to be clean in the distribution. And instead, terrible giveaway that isolates both Camden Riley and Neville Hackshaw. Hackshaw does a really good job to retreat and push himself over here, but watch his feet. Very well taken by Kieran Phillips as he gets one-on-one with Hackshaw. Watch his hips and his feet. Gets him caught right there. Great move by the striker to come around the outside of him. He slows the center back down just for a half a second. That allows him
into Pirano with space. Pirano! Knocked aside Sorrell. Bounces out to Gurr. Off the back of Rasmussen. The second effort. Karams over the line for a corner.
He's ball pinged to the backside of the 6. The redirect back across.
So, watch this. Headed across and snapped in. Shane Wheat. Just his 6th pro goal. It's dreamland for Sacramento in Oaktown.
That's a mistake defensively. You could see it from a mile away. The height differentiation between the players, the numbers, the lack of coverage, but the ability for Sacramento to go execute. This ball, again, as we said leading in, all you're looking to do here is drive something to the backside. What it does is shift the team defensively. Oakland all of a sudden have to turn their bodies to allow for not just the run over.
You look at the teams that you've beaten, you go, did we really learn anything? In theory they had, but this Sacramento team giving them all they can handle. Gurr up to Pirano. Pirano shuffles it through. Ross! Oh, that is a tremendous team goal from the Sacramento Republic. Pirano levied off to Gurr. Gurr angles, fires high. What an exclamation point that could have been.
Oh, he fancies himself, doesn't he?
Luis Felipe for Gurr. Options abounding. Gurr got away from Ross. Falls in front. Phillips taps it in. 5 minutes into the first half. 50 seconds into the second. He went into the locker room saying, 5, 6, that's on our mind. He's got the 4th.
This starts with Christian Pirano, though. The youngster that has really found himself a home on that right side, felt a lot more comfortable, slows down this passage to allow numbers to come high. So what that does is not only do they establish...
Since the rivalry kicked off in 2021. Viadere, taken on by Diaz, and up through Dwyer. Dwyer for Diaz, cutting it all the way across, goal! Johnny Rodriguez grabs one back for Oakland.
Though they concede the 4th at the start of the second half, the idea here from Gavin Glitton is he wants his outside wingers to come a little bit higher. It pushes the defensive shape of Sacramento Republic deeper, but it also allows Memo Diaz and Justin Rasmussen on the outside to make sure that when they're coming, they have the game in front of them. So on his initial step, well done.
Rodriguez, still in that 15-minute span. Dwyer, that deflects up toward Mfeka, steps over. Lindo Mfeka deflects off the hands of Vitiello, skitters over and snags it. They've always stepped up to the big game. It's what do you do when that's not the case, when your form isn't quite right. Dwyer deflects down, he'll have a second go. Dwyer, harmless.
That's where they're at right now, though. It's throughout the season. 2 best performances on the year. The Oakland Roots, they've bumped Johnny Rodriguez a little bit higher with Lindo Mfeka coming in too. All of a sudden, that back line, very difficult to track everyone.
Oh, logged in! Now Oakland's got a real chance at this with 20 minutes to go!
They didn't call the foul on the far sideline. That was the first one, the argument from Jack Gurr. But watch all the space that opens up in this situation. This is what I was just talking about. The back 3 against Johnny Rodriguez and Dom Dwyer. And the problem is, Dom Dwyer came up into the pocket, and everybody was fixated on the 9. Totally.
Oakland finds another. It'll feel like an avalanche. Ball knocked down by Gurr. End line, cut back. Phillips high. could have totally shifted the momentum back the other way. Double sub includes the player who scored a brace this afternoon. That's it for Kieran Phillips. Hammond on in his stead. Oh, Ross. It continues. Hammond running down the middle by his lonesome. Hammond! 5. A Sacramento runaway. Oakland was punching their way back in the second half. It appears Sacramento has sealed all 3.
Just too adventurous here, though. They were very aggressive, and the problem is when you take risks, they have to be calculated. That one was not. Ball should have been to the outside, and instead, when you come up the middle way too much, the quality, much more comfortable as they move back to front. They've done a good job of keeping the levels together, and it doesn't hurt to have the reigning MVP start to score, and Albert Deco up top.
That's it, full time. Sacramento holds second place by their lonesome, a 5-2 win over their NorCal rival, the Oakland Roots, on the road.
Big win for Sacramento on the road as they try to climb into the discussion, chasing after New Mexico United at the top of the table in the West. On Wednesday, 2-1 win for Charleston Battery on the road at Segra as they won in the early kickoff there in USL Championship on Wednesday for a school day game kicking off before noon Eastern time. So that sets us up for the standings. We'll let you know where things are after the last 7 days of play. Prinks Performance Standings presented by Prinks Tires. We start things off in the East, and it is the Charleston Battery and the margin closing. Charleston, they've won 4 of their last 5. They have not lost in their last 5, but they've also played 2 more matches than Lou City and have a 2-point advantage, 43-41. Tampa Bay starts that second group at 35 points. They are unbeaten in their last 3, unbeaten in 4 of 5. Indy 11, with the loss last time out, they've only won once in their last 5. They only have 5 points in their last 5 matches. They're at 31 points. Closing distance is Birmingham, and closing distance is Detroit City. Birmingham has played more matches. They have 1 less win, and right now they're at 28 points through the tiebreakers, even though they've lost 3 of their last 5. Detroit City has only 1 win in their last 5. They're 8-5-4, and they have plenty of matches in hand because of Open Cup run. So they can make up some ground as far as, frankly, if they won those 3 matches they had in hand, they'd be in 3rd place. Loudon with the activity last time out, 19 matches played, 26 points. Rhode Island FC continues their great run of form under Cano Smith. They're turning the draws into wins, 5-4-10, 25 points, unbeaten in their last 5, and they are right now in the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Below the playoff bar, North Carolina FC at 23 points, unbeaten in their last 3. Pittsburgh's won 2 in a row. They are now at 21 points, 4 points out of a playoff spot, 10th place. Hartford Athletic has lost 4 of 5. They only have 1 point in their last 5 matches. They're at 17 points. Same for the Miami FC, 8 points in the overall 2-16-2, and they have lost 4 in a row. In the Western Conference, New Mexico United, their margin closing. But still, they have 2 matches in hand on Sacramento. Sacramento is 3 points behind at 32 points to the 35 for New Mexico United. New Mexico United had that 3-game win streak snapped with the draw last time out. Roots are 3rd after right now losing 2 in a row. They're at 29 points, and they're going to have to keep an eye on goal difference. 9-10-2 after their first 21, minus 10 in goal difference when it comes to tiebreakers later on in the year. Memphis 901, they are in 4th at 28 points. They've alternated wins and losses in their last 4. Switchbacks right now, 8 wins. They've lost 2 in a row. They're at 27 points. Ahead of Vegas Lights on wins 8-7, but Vegas has won 3 in a row. They have rocketed up the standings. They have 11 points in their last 5 matchups. Orange County, they've won 2 of their last 3. They're at 27 points. They're behind Vegas through tiebreakers. Monterey Bay's at 26 points, and they are in 8th. They've hit each column once in their last 3. 9th place, Phoenix Rising at 24 points, 2 points away from the playoffs right now. FC Tulsa, they have hit each column once in their last 3. They're at 21. San Antonio FC has lost 4 of 5, and they are at 20 points. El Paso's lost 4 in a row now. The new coach bump is gone. They are at 3-13-3 through 19 matches. So that's where things stand in USL Championship standings as we continue to let you know what's going on. News and notes around the league. FC Tulsa has acquired attacking midfielder Faisal Batash, and Batash makes his way to FC Tulsa from Tacoma Defiance. 16 goals and 5 assists in MLS Next Pro. So FC Tulsa announcing that they had picked him up via transfer. Once again, contract terms not disclosed. Available for selection starting Friday at 1 OK against Indy 11. Batash joins Mario Sanchez in FC Tulsa. 17 appearances, 14 starts for the Defiance. 7 goals and 3 assists, setting in the top 10 in Next Pro in both shots on target and shots total. He has, Batash spent time in Watford and QPR before coming to the States a year ago to join St. Louis City 2. 27 appearances, 9 goals, 2 assists in St. Louis. First hat trick in club history back in early September against Houston Dynamo 2. And so FC Tulsa, once again, looking at MLS Next Pro to try and help their attack and what they can do to try to get above the playoff bar in conference. Memphis 901 has signed John Baquero to a 25-day contract, so that gets him through the international transfer window as it lays out. Right now, 11 goals, 13 assists, 78 appearances previously in championship. Available for selection in the contest against San Antonio FC Saturday night at AutoZone. 11 goals, 13 assists. Once again, a majority of Baquero's time in the league came with Phoenix Rising from 18 to 21. Recorded 8 goals and 11 assists in 70 appearances. He had recently had a stop in first tier in Bulgaria at Slavia Sofia before playing with Spanish clubs Pontevedra CF and club Yeda Esportiu. And so Caleb Patterson-Sewell, the acting sporting director at Memphis 901. Wealth of experience, a lot of success in the league previously, good movement, fits what we're looking for in a player's character. Looking forward to welcoming John and his fiancée to Memphis. Remember, Baquero drafted 5th overall by the Fire in 2018 in the Super Draft after being named Mac Herman Trophy recipient and ACC Offensive Player of the Year among several collegiate honors. So another creative option for Stephen Glass and Memphis 901 as we roll through. So Championship Team of the Week for Week 20. As you see what's going on there, we'll go over the Team of the Week power rankings and a piece of news involving Lou City. Zach Arivo is Player of the Week for Week 20, presented by our friends at Konami eFootball. Team of the Week, Mark Briggs, the head coach at Sacramento, is your Coach of the Week. Tomas Gomez at Orange County between the sticks. Backline of Mark Segbers from Charleston. Pape Marboy from Phoenix Rising. Owen Lamb from Orange County. And your midfield, Nick Ross from Sacramento. Arivo. Taylor Davila from Lou City. Lewis Hilton from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Your forwards, Nick Markanich from Charleston Battery. Kieran Phillips from Sacramento. Johnny Rodriguez from Oakland Roots. Bench, Alex Tumbakis from New Mexico. Sean Tosh from Lou City. He signed a contract extension this week. That's the piece of news out of Louisville. So Sean Tosh is staying in Louisville for the foreseeable future. Jared Timmer also on the list for the bench this week out of Sacramento. Renzo Zambrano from Phoenix Rising. Stephen Turnbull from Rhode Island. Edward Kiza from Pittsburgh. And Noah Fuson from Rhode Island. That's your Team of the Week presented by our friends at Konami eFootball for Week 20. Your power rankings brought to us once again by our friends at Prinks Tires for week number 20. And when you look at the top, once again, Lou City, they are storming the top, and they are trying to stay there. Up 2 to number 1 in the power rankings from Week 20. New Mexico United down 1. Loud United down 1. Charleston stays at number 4. Tampa Bay up 2 to 5. Vegas up 2 to 6. Sacramento on the charge, going from 12 to 7. That means Indy 11 fell to 8 from 5. Rhode Island on the charge, up 6 to number 9. Remember, these are power rankings. Memphis 901 down 4 to 10. Birmingham down 1 to 11. Roots down 3 to 12. Colorado Springs down 2 to 13. North Carolina down 1 to 14. Detroit City down 1 to 15. Orange County up 1 to 16. Monterey Bay down 1 to 17. Phoenix up 1. Pittsburgh up 1. Tulsa up 1. San Antonio, then, of course, that means they have to fall, and they're at 21. Staying at 22, 3 and 4, Hartford, El Paso, and the Miami FC. When Miami hosts Oakland, by the way, on Saturday, they will have gone 3 months, 90 days, 3 months without a win. That's huge. That's where things are right now with the Miami FC as things stand. Right now, the viewing guide for the weekend, and we'll go over both League One and USL as we lay it all out for you. On Friday, Hartford and Phoenix Rising is on CBS Sports Network. FC Tulsa, Indy 11 on the Plus. Same for Colorado Springs and Vegas Lights. Saturday on the Plus, Detroit City, Sacramento, the Miami FC and Oakland Roots. Golasso Network has Riverhounds and Loudoun United. The Plus has Birmingham, Orange County, Rhode Island at North Carolina FC, Tampa Bay and Charleston. That's going to be a big one. Lou City and Monterey Bay, Memphis 901 San Antonio, El Paso and New Mexico United. Saturday in League One on the Plus, Greenville Triumph with their matchup, Lexington and Richmond, Forward Madison and Hailstorm, Union Omaha, Chattanooga, Spokane and Charlotte in your late game Central Valley and South Georgia Tormenta, who has to travel from one end of the planet to the other for their schedule this week in USL, League One. Now, the schedule this week for what's going on in USL Championship, and we'll go over the juice boxes after we find the schedule and let you know what's going on and what to keep an eye on. 3 matches on Friday. Trinity Health has Phoenix Rising visiting Hartford Athletic. 1 OK at 8:30 Eastern has FC Tulsa and Indy 11. 9 o'clock at Widener Field in beautiful downtown Colorado Springs. It's Switchbacks hosting Vegas Lights. Saturday, 7 o'clock at Keyworth, Detroit City hosting Sacramento. 7 o'clock at FIU, the Miami FC hosting Oakland Roots. 7 o'clock at Highmark, Riverhounds hosting Loudoun. 7:30, Birmingham Legion hosting Orange County. 7:30 at Bern, Rhode Island FC, North Carolina FC. 7:30 at Al Lang, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Charleston Battery. Keep an eye on that one in the East. 8 o'clock at Lynn Family, Lou City and Monterey Bay. 8:30 at AutoZone, Memphis 901 and San Antonio. And at 9 o'clock at El Paso at Southwest University Park. Duke Keith on the call for El Paso Locomotive and New Mexico United, the nearby derby with those two. Phoenix on July 31st to end the month of July. 7:30 at Trinity Health on Wednesday, Hartford Athletic hosting Detroit City. And 9 o'clock at the Lab, New Mexico United hosting Vegas Lights. So let's get into juice boxes and let you know what folks are thinking when it comes to the action in USL Championship. Juice boxes, your favorites. Phoenix Rising at a plus 131, visiting Hartford Athletic at a plus 184. Indy 11 at a plus 127, hosting FC Tulsa at a plus 181. Colorado Springs on the minus side, a minus 118 as Vegas Lights visit north of plus 260. On Saturday, it is Sacramento Republic, a slight favorite on the road at a plus 146. Detroit City's at a plus 163. Roots favored at the Miami FC at a minus 127. The Miami FC is at a plus 286 in the composite, courtesy of our friends at Odds Portal. Pittsburgh and Loudoun. Pittsburgh a minus 120. Loudoun a plus 285. 7:30 Birmingham Legion a minus 120, hosting Orange County SC at a plus 277. Rhode Island favored at a plus 114 as North Carolina FC visits at a plus 206. Tampa Bay at a minus 114 as Charleston visits at a plus 254. Your draws a plus 265. Lou City minus 256 as Monterey Bay visits at a plus 520. Memphis 901 a minus 108 against San Antonio FC at a plus 258. And El Paso Locomotive is a home dog. New Mexico United visiting at a plus 114. Draws a plus 238. El Paso Locomotive is a plus 204. If you are anywhere near any of the home sites for the next 7 days in USL Championship, we'd like to encourage you to go take a peek at what's going on in the second division. Some quality cities, quality markets, quality programs, and great players that are trying to determine their futures on a day-in, day-out basis in USL Championship. If you're in market and can't be there in person, follow along on your local providers and all your streaming services. And also, if you are out of market and still want to follow along, you got your streaming services, you got your social media for your favorite clubs, and also weekly here on SDH to let you know what's going on in USL Championship. For everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for dropping by. That's our coverage of USL Championship. Play safe, everybody. Enjoy the games over the next 7 days.